Welcome to Rich TV Telugu. Universal Life School presents Light Meditation with Fifth Dimension Masters. All masters, please sit in the comfortable place with comfortable position. And today we are reading Telos Volume 1, Revolutions of the New Lemuria, and it's a chapter 2. Yesterday we read the chapter 1 and today is chapter 2. And my name is Sarita. I'm from Maryland, USA, reading this Telos Volume 1. So please sit in the comfortable place and if you want, you can sit in the meditation also. Thank you all. Love you all. It's a chapter 2. Lemuria, her origin, Adama. In the beginning, millions of years ago, this planet was created with 7 major continents. Almost from the beginning, many colonies of extraterrestrial civilizations came here to live. Some stayed for short periods while others stayed much longer. The details of the past era of Earth history are recorded in the library of Portologos in the inner Earth and also in our own Lemurian library in Telos. Very few, if any, of the true facts of the long history of this planet still exist on the surface today. For most, those civilizations were not as physical as you experience yourself today. Nor you were records kept in same way. Nearly all the records that managed to survive the cataclysms on the surface were eventually destroyed in one way or another. About 4,500,000 years BC, Archangel Michael with his band of blue flame angels and many beings from the light realm with the blessing of the Father, Mother God escorted to this planet the first souls who were to become the seeds of the Lemurian race. This took place at the Royal Teton Retreat, known today as the Grand Teton National Park near Jackson, Wyoming. These new souls incarnating on this planet originally came from the Lord of Mu and in the Dal universe. At that time, the earth expressed everywhere a perfection, abundance, and beauty that can hardly be imagining today. It was indeed the most magnificent paradise of this universe and one of the whole creation. This perfection was maintained for several million years until the beginning of the fall in consciousness that took place during the fourth golden age. Eventually, other races from the Sirius Alpha Centauri, the Pleiadians, and a few other planets came and joined these seed souls to evolve here as well. These races mixed together to form the Lemurian civilization. To say the least, it was quite an awesome mixture. Lemuria, the motherland, became the cradle of an enlightened civilization on this planet, assisting in the eventual birth of many other civilizations, including Atlantis. At the first, the wondrous souls who came here from Mu for the great adventure had to adjust and acclimate to many other new experiences. With the assistance and guidance of the angels, they were tutored inside the Royal Teton Retreat and how to live here. And gradually they ventured out and started to form small communities. As these adjusted and gained confidence, they ventured further and further away from the retreat. They later colonized the whole continent of Lemuria, which was huge and extended far into what you know today as the Pacific Ocean and beyond. Before the fall, the Lemurians were not in physical expression as you know it today. Earth existed in fifth dimensional expression at that time. Lemurians lived mainly in their fifth dimensional light bodies with the ability to lower their vibration to experience dense they choose to return to their light bodies at will. Of course, this was very long ago, before what you call the fall, which brought the gradual lowering in vibration of the consciousness of this wondrous race and of all others living on the planet. Our people, like many other civilizations, eventually fell to the level of fourth dimension and later on all the way to density of the third. This fall is in consciousness took place over a period of several thousand years. Opening to the art of Lemuria, Arulia, the author is speaking about it. A bit of history of Lemurian tragic ending. This is the information has been drawn from the teachings of Sherlock Dux of Telos, now living in the surface in New Mexico from several transmissions of various ascended masters during the Bride to the Freedom Dispensation in the 1950s, as well as others information channel from Adama for this presentation. The Lemurian age stretched from approximately 4,500 BC to 12,000 years ago, until the sinking of the continents of Lemuria and later of Atlantis. There were seven major continents on this planet. The lands belonging to the Gingatic continent of Lemuria, now under the Pacific Ocean, include Hawaii, the Easter Islands, the Fiji Islands, Australia, and New Zealand. The continent also encompassed lands in the Indian Ocean and Madagascar. The eastern coast of the Lemuria extended to California and a part of British Columbia in Canada. As a result of wars, great devastation took place on Lemuria and Atlantis. 25,000 years ago, Atlantis and Lemuria, the two highest civilizations of the time, battled each other to highest civilizations of the time, battled each other over the direction of other civilizations on the planet. The Lemurians believed that less evolved cultures should be left alone to continent their evolution at their own pace in accordance with their own understanding. The Atlanticians believed that less evolved cultures should be controlled by the two more evolved civilizations. This dissension caused a series of thermonuclear wars between them. When the wars were over and the dust had settled, there were no winners. During their devastating wars, highly civilized people resorted to lower levels of behavior, eventually realizing the futility of their actions. Ultimately, Atlantis and Lemuria became the victims of their own aggregation, and the homelands of both continents were gradually weakened by war. The people, through the priesthood, were informed that within less than 15,000 years, their continents would be destroyed. In these times, because people commonly lived an average of 20 to 30,000 years, it was understood that many who had caused the havoc would live like to experience the distraction. In the time of Lemuria, California was part of the Lemurian continent. When the Lemurians realized that their land was destined to perish, they petitioned Shambhala the Lesser, the head of the Agartha network, for permission to build a city beneath the Mount Shasta in order to preserve their culture and their records. Shambhala the Lesser is their culture and their record. Shambhala the Lesser is inhabited by the Hyperborean civilization which left the surface of this planet well over 40,000 years ago. The Hyperboreans were at the time in charge of making decisions for the Agartha network. This network now consists of about 120 Sabbatarian cities of light, mostly inhabited by the Hyperboreans. Four of the cities are Lemuria and couple are Atlantician. In order to be granted the permission to build a city and become part of the Sabbatarian Agartha network, the Lemurians had to prove to many agencies such as Galactic Confederation of Planets that they had learned their lessons from the years of war and aggregation. They also had to prove that they had learned the lessons of peace in order to be accepted again as a members of the Confederation. When permission was granted to build their city, it was understood that this area would survive the predictor cataclysms. There was already a very large dome cavern existing within Mount Shasta. The Lemurians constructed their city Telos, this whole area, California, a major part of southwestern USA. The lands north of Mount Shasta along the west coast and up to British Columbia was called Telos. Telos means communication with spirit, oneness with spirit, and understanding with spirit. When Telos was constructed, it was designed for approximately 200,000 people. The continent was destroyed a bit earlier than anticipated, and many people did not escape in time. When the cataclysm took place, only 25,000 people made it inside the mountain and were saved. Already, the records had been moved from Lemuria to Telos, and several temples had been built. It is known that the beloved motherland went down overnight. The continent sank so quickly that most people were unaware of what was happening. Most were asleep. No unusual weather conditions manifested that night. According to a transmission given by Lord Himalaya in 1959 through Gerlanden Innocenti, El Moria's twin flame, a great major of these in the priesthood have been remained faithful to the light, and they scared calling kept their posts. Another transmission from the Lord Mahachohan, March 1957 through Gerlanden Innocenti during the Bridge to Freedom dispensation stated, before the Lemurian continent sank, the priests and the priestesses of the temples were warned of the coming cataclysmic changes, and various focuses of the scared fire were transported to Telos. Others were transported to other lands which would not be affected. Many of these flames were kept to the continent of Atlantis to a specific location and were sustained there for a quite a period of time by daily spiritual applications. Just before Lemonia sang, certain of these priests and priestesses returned to their homes on their continent and volunteered to go down with the Landhara people, giving the assistance of the radiation and extending comfort and fearlessness. These they offer this help to contract the fear which always comes with the catalytic action. These loving benefactors by the radiation of their service literally surrounded the auras of the people in a blanket of peace and assisted in creating a freedom from fear so that etheric bodies of those live streams would not be severely scared, thus saving those people in future embodiments from having to experience greater tragic consequences. Lord Himalaya, in the Bridge to Freedom dispensation in 1959, said many members of the priesthood placed them in several groups strategically in various areas and they prayed and sang as they went down beneath the water. The melody they sang was the same as is known today as Auld Lang Syne. The idea behind this action was that every horrifying experience leaves a very deep scar and trauma in the etheric body and cellular memory of the people, which takes several embodiments to heal. Through the action and the sacrifice of those priesthood choosing to stay together in groups and singing to the very end, much fear was mitigated and a certain level of harmony was maintained. This way, the damage and the trauma to the souls who perished was greatly diminished. It was said that those of the priesthood, along with the musicians, sang the prayed until the waves and the water had risen to the level of their mouths. It is then that they also perish. During the night, while the masses slept under a starry blue sky, it was all over. The beloved motherland was submerged beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean. None of the priesthood had left their post and none had evidenced any fear. Lemuria went down with dignity. Alt Lang, Alt. Auld Lang Syne was the long sang ever heard in the land of Lemuria. Tonight, I will ask you to sing this song again as a part of our presentation. The people of Earth have brought this song forth again through the Irish people, and very prohibitic words have been added. Should old acquaintances forget? What do you think we are doing together this evening? Indeed, we are these old acquaintances reuniting again. Those of us from the third dimensional realm are now united in consciousness with our former friends and family members of Lemuria. Yet invisible to our present sight, hear this next statement well in your heart, my friends. Before Lemuria sank completely, it was prophesied that one day in some far distant future, many of us would gather in groups and sing this song again with the absolute knowingness that the earth's victory is won. Today brings the celebration of this long-awaited day, the fulfilling of that incredible prophecy. Today we are initiating the long-awaited reunion. It was the tears in my eyes that I am letting you know from Adama that many of you in this room tonight were among those brave souls who are in the room tonight were among those brave souls who sacrificed their lives for the benefit of the collective. Let's applaud your bravery then and rejoice now for our turn to continue the great Lemurian mission of assisting humanity and the planet into her glorious ascension. In Telos, one aspect of the mission has been to hold the balance and energies of ascension consciousness for the planet until such time that surface dwellers can do for themselves. Now the time has come for two civilizations to do this together as one art. Earth after the sinking of the two continents. At the same time, Lemuria was going down, Atlantis started shaking and losing pieces of its continent. This continued for 200,000 years until the final stage when it sank for 2,000 years until the final stage when it sank completely. For 2,000 years following the Lemurian and the Atlantean catastrophes, the planet continued to shake. Within 12,000 years, the Earth lost two major land masses, a major setback and trauma which required several thousand years of recovery to restore balance. For hundreds of years after the destruction of both continents, so much debris was thrown into the atmosphere that Earth did not experience bright daylight. The temperature dropped due to lack of sunlight, and a large percentage of animals and plants perished. Why there is so little evidence today of the remains of these two great civilizations? The cities that did not sink were reduced to rubble or wiped away by earthquakes or huge tidal waves that often flooded 1,000 miles inland, destroying most cities and inhabitants in their planets. Living conditions for the civilizations that survived those cataclysms were so harsh that people became frightened and the quality of life deteriorated quickly. For those who survived these calamities, hunger, poverty, and disease were their legacy. The original height of mankind on this planet were approximately 12 feet. The Hyperboreans were and still are 12 feet tall. None of them live on the surface at this time. By the time Lemuria sank, Lemurians were reduced to 7 feet and remain 7 to 8 feet tall to this day. Since then, there have been a further lowering of physical height on the planet. Most on the surface are 6 feet tall or less. As our civilization evolved, the greater body height will be restored. Even now, the surface people are becoming taller than they were only 100 years ago. This evening, if you choose to allow it, Adam and all those of Telos who are here in their light bodies are going to give us an opportunity to heal our own personal and planetary records. This will serve the planet and humanity as well as each of you individually. The new day, the new old is just about to born. We learned our lessons of love and new Lemuria. The paradise refound is just about to manifest again. Telos, the part of Lemuria that had remained faithful to her, scared calling and the light was lifted up to the fourth dimension at the time of capitalism. Her people eventually evolved into fifth dimensional awareness and exist in this higher dimension. Telos, our beloved Telos, with all these incredible people who live there, is our own doorway to this wondrous place. Healing the heart of the Lemuria, Adama. Clearing of lingering whole Lemurian records at the dawn of new era on the earth. My beloveds, dearest brothers and sisters of the past, former family members, on behalf of the Lemuria Council of Telos, on the behalf of Ra and Rana Mu, King and Queen of Telos, and also behalf of about 500,000 of us present in our etheric bodies here this evening, it is with great joy and love honoring that we greet you. As we open our hearts to you, we ask that you also open your hearts to us for the great bonding. We are here this evening to co-create together a very important clearing and healing for our planet and for all of you as well. Let's call this first a clearing of old painful Lemurian records still lingering in the hearts and souls of most records. Secondly, by the reconnection of our hearts. Let's create a new and more direct link between our two civilizations. The time of our separation is almost over. We are now reconnecting heart to heart with our more and more of every day. This opening that we are just about to co-create, dear ones, will speed up the time of our emergence among you. Soon our civilizations will meet once again, face to face in a great celebration of light and love. We will work together and hand in hand and heart to heart to build the most wondrous, magical, permanent, golden age of enlightenment, wisdom, peace, and abundance you could ever imagine. We will assist you in building communities of love and light like never before without the interference from negative forces that have permeated this planet for so long. The long the dark has been endowed on this planet, the most over very soon the light will shine brighter than it is ever for all us to enjoy. We will work together hand in hand to heart to build the most wondrous, magical, permanent golden age of enlightenment, wisdom, peace, and abundance you could ever imagine. We will assist you in building communities of love and light like never before without the interference from negative forces that have been permitted in this planet for so long. The long and dark night you have endured on this planet is almost over. Very soon, the light will shine brighter than it has ever for us to enjoy. You are now experiencing the last hours of darkness as the dawn is peeking through. Although you will soon be facing the changes that you have long anticipated, we ask you to perceive those changes as the deliverance of your planet. That time is now has a deliverance of your planet. That time is now imminent, and it's very important that you stay centered in the glorious self. Do not allow yourself to go into fear, dear ones, and accept all dares and shifts that present themselves, no matter what you witness and experience around you. Embrace it all as a hand of God creating a new world for you. So much help will be available for you to you from all directions, and we offer our assistance to you as well. Simply ask us in your heart, and we will be there to assist you. Aurelia Lewis summarized the tragedy of the sinking of our continent 2000 years ago. The author has said about the Lemurian continent sinking here. Their purpose was to make you are aware of the heavy records that were created by the devastation. We want you to know that many of those painful records still linger in the hearts and souls of humanity. The heartbreak and the soul trauma that took place in those days is incredible. It is now time to heal all that of this, starting with your own being. These ancient records are causing kind of spiritual fog in the consciousness of humanity because the pain has been so unbearable. Too many of you have closed your consciousness to the remembrance of higher knowledge. Myself, Adama, and all of us telos would like very much to clear a large percentage of those lingering records this evening. They are enough of us and present that if you set your intentions, we can create this healing for you and for the planet. Would you like to accomplish this with us in this evening? Yes, from the audience, yes, from Arulia. Now let us be silent for a few seconds. Please be silent for a few seconds, masters. I asked you to set now let I ask you to set your intention to have your own records cleared and healed. Go deep into your heart. Also present with us in the evening are many masters and some from the angelic kingdom who are ready to assist with this major clearing. After you have asked for your own healing, ask silently in your heart for the same clearing and healing of for all humanity who are able to this time to be cleared. I assure you there are many moments of silence. This, my friends, will start the ball rolling. It will roll, as in 100th monkey effect, until all records are cleared. It will assist humanity greatly. Thank you so much by participating in this co-creation. You are rendering a major service to the planet and to yourself. We took this energy you to have just created around the planet to heal the hearts of many. Now that a large percentage the records have been cleared and healed this evening. Let us live in the tragedies and sorrows of the past behind and open up the next great events that are now in the making, blessing our planet. In your ways you cannot yet comprehend. The doorway for us to connect here to heart with humanity is now more have open. We thank you for this planetary service and for the presence here with evening. In a little while, be assured that the dark night will completely lifted. There will be no more sorrows or tears on the surface of this planet. If there are tears, they will be only be tears of joy and ecstasy. Together, we will manifest a most glorious destiny for those who choose it. We are your elder brothers and sisters who have volunteered to show your way to become your role models. Since we have already done what you are about to do, with our help, it will be much easier for you. We invite you to take our hands and accept ourselves. You know we have ability to ensure your journey into next great planetary adventure. We have created new Lemuria in the fifth dimension, a paradise of wonders and magic. all of you ever dreamed about is here much more. When the time comes together with all of you, we will extend the Lemurian to the surface of the planet. We will teach you all we know and we have learned in the past 12,000 years of isolation from the surface population. I am Adama, and along with my fellow Lemurians, we all champion your victory. So we read chapter 2, Masters, today, and this is from Telos Volume 1, Revolutions of the New Lemuria. And please be in the meditative state, Masters. We'll start the meditation. Thank you, Masters. Please sit in a comfortable place with the for the meditation. Yeah, 2 seconds, Master.
Our journey to the Illumination Temple in Telos takes us to a smaller replica of the majestic main temple of illumination for the planet at Lake Titicaca in South America. It is maintained under the leadership of the god and goddess Meru, the custodians of the energies for the illumination ray. Our temple in Telos holds this same magnificent energy frequency. Begin to focus on your breath. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly. Relax into your body. Breathing into your heart center, set your intention to come along with us to the Temple of Illumination in our underground city. Merkaba is waiting, and we are invited to step inside. In no time at all, we will find ourselves arriving in Telos at the gateway of this brilliant temple. Stepping out of the Merkaba, in the distance you notice the eight-sided golden yellow structure radiating like the sun. It emanates its illumination and energy rays for several hundreds of miles into the atmosphere. It connects to the crystalline grid distributing this energy almost instantly around the globe. As you approach the temple, you climb the 24 steps toward this gateway of light. Stepping on to the last step, you are greeted by the Telosian gatekeepers who welcome you and invite you toward a specific area of the foyer to be immersed in a shower of golden light rays, clearing and preparing your energy fields to be received in the temple. A Lemurian guide is now assigned to you and will be your escort and mentor as you move beyond the gateway. Together, you move through this gateway, and instantly, you are greeted by a most splendid team of second ray masters. Lord Maitreya, Lord Buddha, the Lord Sananda, Lord Lanto, Confucius, Dwakul, and Katumi. They all extend to you the love of their hearts. They bid you their most heartfelt welcome as you enter into a beautiful entryway resembling a huge portal where everything you see radiates like a sun. No words in your language can adequately describe what you are seeing and experiencing. Take notice of all that is around you. Your divine mind will store this imprint, allowing you to retrieve it at any time. Allow your heart and all your bodies to bathe in the light and become imprinted with all that you see and perceive with the eyes of the soul. Everything here reflects the golden sun of the love of the Creator. This divine golden temple is vast with many corridors and chambers. Notice and breathe in the energies of the numerous fountains all along the walls of the Great Hall of Illumination. Golden liquid light springs forth from the center of each one, and flowers of all colors, shimmering with tones of golden mist, anoint their heavenly scent upon you and everywhere around you. A wide variety of golden yellow flowers grow together in stunning, harmonious, and spectacular decor. A symphony of love, illumination, and wisdom. You are now approaching the front of the huge temple room, where the unfed flame of illumination is brilliantly burning. Notice the masters of wisdom surrounding the illumination flame. Feel the continuous outpouring of love, expanding this spiraling, unfed flame of light. Continue to breathe deeply, beloved ones. This is a rare and precious gift offered to you at this time. Offer your deepest gratitude to Lord Maitreya and all masters present here. Bring your attention to the guide that has been assigned to you, for your interaction gives you continued wisdom and understanding. You are now invited to sit in a golden crystal chair in front of this magnificent master golden flame. Begin to feel the energy of its brilliance penetrating every cell and particle of your etheric body. Continue breathing in this energy as much as you can as you focus on this magnificent, bright flame of divine wisdom. Focusing on this flame through the breath, connect in your heart with the mind of God and the masters of wisdom who nurture this flame. Connect your heart with their hearts and ask them to imprint their love and dedication into your DNA and into all your chakras. Love and embrace those parts of you that need to be brought back into wholeness. Talk to these parts with great love and compassion, as you would a child. Tell the human ego it is divine and love. And ask it to encourage these parts of you to surrender to the great wisdom of the flame of illumination. And receive its love. Ask to be given the greatest insight for whatever you need to know in this now moment. Your thoughts will become one with the thoughts of God. All the flames assist you in their own way to restore your spirit of limitlessness, allowing you to once again walk the earth as wise masters and sages. Ask for this energy and this knowledge to be integrated into your consciousness and imprinted in your soul. Wants to be cleansed and healed by the illumination flame. keep merging more deeply with the mind of God. When you feel complete, stand up and walk around with your guide. Ask questions for which you are seeking answers. Rest your soul and your heart in this beautiful energy, remembering this is the sun of your divinity. It is through the mind of God, through the illumination flame, that all knowledge will be accessed and delivered to your conscious mind when you align with it fully. Now it is time to return to your physical body. Intend to bring back with you as much as you can of your journey into the temple of illumination.
Last 2 minutes, Masters.
You may return anytime you wish. And remember to align with the love energies of the second ray. When you are ready, open your eyes and choose to embrace happiness, gratitude, and harmony
Last
with
10
yourself
seconds. 10,
and
9,
others.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please come out from the meditation. Thank you, Masters, for attending this session. Please join in the same link for the Telugu session at 5 a.m. And thank you, Masters, for joining. And tomorrow we'll be reading the third chapter from Telos, chapter 3, the new Lemuria, around 3:30 a.m. tomorrow. Please join. Thank you all, Masters. Love you all.